Have you ever wanted the secret ingredient to getting sick less? Having high levels of productivity and attention and focus, feeling connected in your relationships, building your net worth, feeling like your work is your vacation and that you love what you do, you're getting paid well, and what you deserve. I've got the secret ingredient for you, so stick around until the end because this is going to be a good one that you're going to want to listen to. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Real quick, I want to let you know that I am dropping YouTube. So if you've been watching on YouTube, head on over to the Max Potential Habits podcast or IGTV. I decided I'm 52 videos in. I said I'm going to give all this a go for a year and then see what lands. I'm getting a ton of engagement on IGTV. I'm having a bigger impact there, so I'm going to head there and drop YouTube for a while. So if you've been watching here, head that way. You can find me on Instagram at NFA Coaching, and that'll link you to IGTV if you're someone who doesn't know how to do that. Otherwise, listen to the podcast, Max Potential Habits Podcast. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud. And if you go to my website and look up podcasts, you'll see it there. Just wanted to give you that heads up in case you're like, wait, where did Amanda go? She's been here every Wednesday and she's gone. That's where I went. So I didn't want to leave you high and dry. Thanks for being here and watching me all this time on YouTube, just switching platforms. So let's go back. I want to talk to you about how we tend to overestimate what we can do in a week or a month, but we underestimate what we can do in a year. And I'm going to let you know some of the things I've done in the last year, not to brag, but for you to understand why tapping into your genius juice, which is the secret ingredient I'm going to talk to you about, is so important. So in the last year, I graduated with my PhD. That was just a little bit more than a year ago. It was about 13 months ago. I've created 52 videos. This is my 52nd video. When I started this process a year ago, I hadn't created one. And I said, okay, I'm going to dedicate myself to a year of videos. That meant I had to learn lighting and sound and camera and scripts and figuring out how to not feel like a fool on camera, even though I do all the time, and it's okay. Learning to let go of the scripts and just go for it. Learning what notes, I've got this page of notes. Learning, how I can just write a little page of notes and then go, okay, I'm going to go for it. So I've created that. I started doing videos, created my whole company. I've worked with incredible clients. I've done workshops. I've done speaking. I'm drafting a book. I've started 2 podcasts. I attended workshops. I moved. I have 3 kids. I have a partner. And on and on. How did I do this all? That's what people ask me all the time. It's not that I'm special in any way. It's not that I'm better than anybody in any way. It's that a few years ago, when I started understanding and accessing personal growth and development, I discovered values, the study of values. And this is, now I have a certification in this. It's Dr. John DeMartini. It's values orientation. It's rooted in the study of axiology, which is the study of values and worth. And when axiom means worthy, ology is the study of. So when we're talking about this, it's not to do with moral values. We're talking about being driven by your telos, your chief aim, understanding what makes you tick, understanding what you love, what you enjoy, what makes you more confident. And interestingly, when you live in your highest values, you become more confident and clearer in your direction. So Dr. John DeMartini talks about it, how instead of having attention deficit disorder, you have attention surplus order. So instead of being distracted, procrastinating, and unmotivated, you have all the opposite things. You're highly focused, you're highly organized, and you're intrinsically inspired from within to do what it is that you're called to do. The reason we often get blocked from doing these things is because we have injected values from other people, our family, religious leaders, teachers, our own mind, thinking that we should be a certain way. So like I talked about last week when we were talking about procrastination, and one of the reasons that people procrastinate is that they're not living in their highest values, this is what I'm talking about. When you discover your highest values, you get to access your genius juice. And I believe that every single one of us has a genius living within. what happens is it gets masked, it gets covered in shame, fear, doubt, insecurity, and we put on performances and we try to live within other people's value system and we get sick. Being sick is a feedback system telling you that you're out of balance and out of alignment with your highest values orientation. So I use this in everything I do now. It helped me shift my values from being in a victim mindset into going, wait a second, I don't have to be on food stamps. I don't have to forever be poor. So in the last 2 years, well, almost 3 years, I've gone from food stamps to 6-figure business. And I wake up inspired to do my business. And let's say I get off track sometimes. Sometimes I inject other people's values because let's say I hold them on a pedestal and I go, oh, they're better than me. They're doing their business better than me. I've got to do what they're doing. And then I notice pretty quickly now, I'm like, oh, I feel off. I don't like doing this. I'm shoulding myself and I'm saying I better do this or I have to do this. And then that gives me a key indicator that I'm off track in my genius juice and my values orientation. So accessing my genius juice has been so incredibly transformative, and I want that for you too. One thing you can do to start to understand understand what drives you most is to look at what you love doing, what you get up in the morning and nobody has to motivate you to do it. No, there's no extrinsic motivation going on. It's like you get up, you spontaneously love to do it. So the first easiest 4 ways to think about it is what fills your space. You know, what if you look around someone's house, office, car, on their phone, what they look at, what fills their space, gives you clues into yourself and go, okay, that's something, those are things I like. If you look in my office, I spend a lot of time in my office. It's filled with books. I could never have too many books. I love learning. It's one of my highest values. Time. What do you spend your time on? So what we tend to appreciate, what we show up, well, let's think about this. What we appreciate appreciates, and what we spend our time on is an indicator of what we appreciate. So if you're spending a lot of time doing an activity, that gives you a clue of what your genius juice is. Your energy, what gives you more energy? What gives you meaning every day? And what do you spend your money on? This is also another indicator. So start thinking about those things to get aligned with your genius juice. And if you want more information on that, DM me and type in genius juice and we can do a consult. And I have a program where we can do a one-time genius juice mapping. And then the second thing, if you want to be highly productive, inspired, and do exactly what you want to do in life, make sure that you're taking consistent daily action in alignment with your genius juice. So you're going to write down 3 to 5 high priority action steps that you're going to strategically take every single day. I do this every morning. I journal, and in my journal, I write out my 3 to 5 highest priority action steps for that day, always asking myself, what actions will have me fulfill my highest calling today? And I write those down. I take action on them. If I have time, I'll add more, but I always write on minimum 3 to 5 highest priority actions. This will change your life. Knowing what your highest values are and then taking action to fulfill your highest purpose, your chief aim. It creates a feedback loop where you feel inspired, you feel connected, you feel alive, you feel vibrant. It makes you get sick less. I almost never get sick. I can't not remember the last time, it's definitely been before the last few years, where I had a day that I missed work. I get a cold every once in a while when it's high flu season, but I don't get so sick that it gets me down. And it's because we operate at a higher frequency when we're living in our genius juice, and you have more capability to fight. Your immune system is stronger. So there's so many benefits to living in your genius juice, and just start thinking about it today and try this week writing down your top 3 to 5 highest priority action steps in alignment with the things that make you thrive and jive the most. And that's going to start giving you clues, and you can take strategic action. I hope you have an incredible NFA week where you thrive and feel alive.